Good evening. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for Wednesday, January 31st, 2018. How many of you saw the eclipse this morning? Camera people, Daniel, camera person. Video engineer, producer, and sound engineer, Devin. Teleprompter and prompter, Myra. And news anchor is Nick. Meteorologist, Hannah. This is your news director, Edward. And now, the news.
News on there by becoming a sponsor. To buy sponsorships, just call 970-677-41119. The story is from the Denver Post. Robots could descend into gold Colorado mines to prevent toxic spills. Crumbling mine tunnels washed with polluted waters perforate the Colorado mountains, and scientists may one day send robots creeping down the pitch-black passages to sustain mysterious currents that sometimes burst to the surface with devastating effects. One such disaster happened at the inactive Gold King mine in southwestern Colorado in 2015. The Environmental Protection Agency accidentally triggered the release of 3 million gallons, 11 million liters of mustard-colored water laden with arsenic, lead, and other toxins to spill tainted rivers in 3 states. Now the EPA is considering using robots and other sophisticated technology to help prevent these types of blowouts, or clean them up if they happen, but first the agency has to find out what's inside the mines, some of which date back to Colorado's gold rush in the 1860s. Wastewater laden with toxic heavy metals has been spewing from hundreds of inactive mines nationwide for decades, the product of complicated and sometimes poorly understood subterranean flows. Mine creates seawater in steps, blasting out tunnels and processing or exposing long-buried, sulfur-bearing rocks to oxygen. The sulfur and oxygen mix with natural underground water flows to create sulfuric acid, acid waters, and leaches heavy metals out of the rocks, the flung register in the Cortez Journal. Super blue moon eclipse, first time in 150 years. A blue moon and a super moon and a lunar eclipse all fall on the same night at the end of January, an event that hasn't happened in over 150 years. These 3 lunar events separately are not uncommon, but it's rare for all 3 to occur at the same time. The last time that there was a blue moon, a supermoon, and a total lunar eclipse at the same time for North America was on March 31st, 1866. More recently, a blue moon, a supermoon, and a lunar eclipse occurred on the same time on December 30th, 1982, but only for the Eastern Hemisphere. Because of the time zones, the full moon was not considered a blue moon for North America, as the previous full moon occurred at the end on November 30th, not early on December 1st. Full moon will rise on the evening of Tuesday, January 30th, and set around daybreak on Wednesday, January 31st, local time. People all across North America will be able to see the moon light up at the night sky as long as clouds do not interfere, but only those in the central and western parts of the continent will be able to see a total lunar eclipse. During the total lunar eclipse, the moon is sometimes referred to as blood moon. This name is derived from the red color the moon turns during the height of the eclipse. Some sunlight will reach the moon during a total lunar eclipse, but first it goes through Earth's atmosphere. The atmosphere fills out most of the sun's blue light, so the moon looks red, NASA said. In a partial phase of the eclipse, the moon will appear its normal color, but with a part of it shaded dark due to their shadow. Mainly clear sky should allow for excellent viewing conditions across much of the eastern and southern United States on Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, a far-reaching storm will spread disruptive clouds from the Pacific Northwest to the Great Lakes. Clouds from the early morning today covered the eclipse. The story is from the Durango Herald. Florida woman on horseback charged with DUI. A Florida woman may have to pony up after police busted her for riding a horse down a busy highway while intoxicated. Polk County Police arrested 53-year-old Donna Byrne and charged her with drunk driving after multiple drivers called 911 to report a woman on horse was hoofing it down the highway. Polk County Sheriff's officials said in a news release that someone called 911 about a woman who appeared confused and possibly in danger. When deputies arrived, they found Byrne riding her horse in the road. Officers did a sobriety test, and said she gave the samples that registered blood alcohol level of 0.161, higher than Florida's legal limit of 0.08. Bryan was charged with DUI and animal neglect for endangering and failing to provide proper protection for the horse. Here in Colorado, we have to insist on having a designated driver in a case like this. Just park your dog on the saddle while you sit behind the saddle and give the reins to your dog and let him take you home. There are the postcards that letters state with this picture on it, so it's easy to understand. Now here are dumb laws in Minnesota. The land of 10,000 lakes declares mosquitoes a public nuisance. It's illegal to stand around any building without a good reason to be there. A person may not cross state lines with a duck atop his head. All men driving motorcycles must wear shirts. All bathtubs must not have feet. A person may not cross this state lines with a duck atop his head. In College Grove, it's illegal to stand around a building without a good reason to be there. In Minneapolis, people are forbidden from walking in or down alleyways. Our cars may not drive down Lake Street. And now for the weather with Hannah.
The current temperature is 53 degrees. The high for today was 56 degrees. The low was 30 degrees. The barometer set 29.96 inches and falling. The humidity is at 25%. The wind has been between 1 and 2 miles per hour from the west. Gusts have been up to 14 miles per hour from the northeast. There have been no hundredths of an inches of moisture measured by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 0.69 hundredths of an inch. Moisture for the year is 0.69 hundredths of an inch. Now for the big map. There is snow falling from Washington and Oregon into Montana and South Dakota and northern Colorado. All this white stuff. Across the west and the south is clear except for some rain in Mississippi. This stuff. Rain mixed with snow runs from Minnesota into New York. Snow is covering the nation of New York and Atlantic through Maine. Again, Florida has some rain. Now for your exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high 52, low 31. Friday, mostly partly sunny, high 54, low 30. Saturday, partly sunny, high 50, low 27. Sunday, mostly sunny, high 52, low 28. Monday, partly sunny, high 54, low 29. Now for a climate change report. CO2, carbon dioxide, is one of the principal causes of climate change. It is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability, resulting in significant swings worldwide of moisture and hot and cold temperatures. But it is important to note that the overall long-term climate trend is that the planet is warming. The following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million for the week of January 28th. This week, 408.30. Last week, 407.92. 1 year ago, 406.84. 10 years ago, 386.22. 50 years ago, 322.50. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanz of the National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration and Michael McGee of the CO2 Earth website for this information. Remember, you can keep our kids' news show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now, Director.
And that's the end of today's DCTV 4-H news program. This is your news director, Edward. Good night, and thank you for watching.